delay. All right, good evening. The time is now 6:02, not 9:02. I'd like to call our public hearing number 3 to order on August 25th, 2025 at 6:02. Madam Assistant Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Yes, ma'am. Councilman A. Dixon,
Present.
Councilman Lester. Here. Councilwoman Miller. Present. Councilman D. Dixon. Present. Mayor Pro Tem Messick. Present. Councilman Powell. Here. Mayor, we have a quorum.
Okay, thank you. I don't have an agenda in front of me. Can somebody pull it? We can only hear matters related to the millage rate, am I correct? Does anybody know, or can we hear anything? I believe this is only a public hearing in regard to the notice of the property tax increases. Everybody agree? Okay. So I just see some people had signed up. And so this is a public hearing related to our property tax hearings, our property tax increase. So we'll be only hearing those items as it relates to the property tax increase. Our next regular scheduled work session would be, y'all help me, September 2nd for the work session and the following Monday. So I see Jeff McClendon, you're here for the tsunami volleyball zoning notice, so that's not applicable. Shirley Smith, is this related to the notice of property tax, Ms. Smith? Ms. Smith? Is that Ms. Smith? Hi, Ms. Smith, are you here to talk about the property tax increase?
I'm talking about the city of Jonesboro, cemeteries, and then you picked up Dixon Rose Garden,
Okay, well, what I'm gonna do is when the,
all properties of the city of Jonesboro.
okay, so when I finish the council meeting, I'm gonna talk with you directly, okay? So don't leave, okay? All right, so just hold tight. And someone on 145 South Avenue. I have no idea. Last name looks like it might be Peach or something like that. Miss Peach,
Changed my mind.
you sure?
No, I just want some speed bumps on South Avenue, that's all I.
Okay, I'm gonna hang around afterwards and I'm gonna have some conversation.
Just
I'm-
got friends up there, put the townhouses up there, we need some speed bumps over there.
Okay. Please, but I think Chief Cato is gonna take care of her and I'm gonna take care of Miss Smith. Okay. Is there anyone else here to speak as far as our public hearing for the notice of property tax increase? Yes. No, you can come on up and then I'll ask for your name and your address as you come up. How are you all doing this evening?
How you doing?
Good. Will you state your name, please?
My name is Michael Wood,
Address?
1188 Fifth Avenue.
Michael. Is that Wood with a D, I mean with a S?
No S.
All right, give me your address one more time.
1188 Fifth Avenue.
Yes, sir.
All right, so I came here today and I wanted to ask a few questions about the meaning of the property tax increase
Yes, sir.
and exactly what the rate is going to be. Because I know you guys are deciding on an estimate, but from what I saw on the website, it was criminally high at 91.55%. And I was trying to see what was the reasoning behind it and what the benefit to the community would be and what foreseeable things we would see brought to the community and how you guys are going to navigate infrastructure building, equipment replacement during this regulatory with these tariffs in place. Because we know that when you replace equipment, right, there's a 50% tariff on aluminum and steel goods, right? That affects all types of heavy equipment, right? All types of government vehicles, right? There's repair costs, replacement costs. All right, so I want to know how these things are going to be handled in the future and what kind of benefit is this going to bring to us?
Okay. Were there any other questions?
I have many more.
Okay. So today
Like,
is the one
who you
time.
guys use to audit Who do you guys use for your consulting? Who do you guys use for your infrastructure planning, your city planning? You know, is you guys using Deloitte, McKinsey, you know, Accenture? Like, who are you guys using in order to kind of bring whatever your plan is to fruition, and how's it going to benefit the residents of Jonesboro?
Okay, so those are loaded questions, and I felt like if I had done the millage rate presentation that I've been doing every other time, that it would have answered some of that. Let me just give you some high-level things, and if you still, so it is true, today is our third hearing. By state law, we're required to do 3, and today we'll select a millage rate. We're required to post a millage rate that we cannot exceed. So the posted rate that we posted was 14, and 15. Okay, thank you, Maria. And so typically, municipal governments will post something high, but because we cannot go over that. We'll also post our rollback rate as well. Shelby, go back to the first one. Thank you. So a millage rate basically is you charge 1 meal for every dollar. $1 meal equals $1.
I know how it works.
But I thought you asked about that. Like, how do we collect?
No. I want to know. I'm not asking how it works.
Okay, hold on a second.
I'm asking why is the rate.
We don't know. We
posted
haven't voted. So
why was it posted at a 91.55%? Because it's going to have people coming in here.
Okay, because do you want me to answer it or not? You want me to answer it?
I'll give you a second to respond.
Are we taking a timer?
When you're putting things inflammatory online at 91.55%, you're not sending out any correspondence to the residents. You're not putting up any notices throughout the city. And it's like we come here and this is all.
Okay.
We find it out here, and we come here in the morning because you guys have wrong information on your websites. You have it posted at 11 a.m., right? And then everyone comes here at 11 a.m. The guy at the front tells us, oh, it's 6. No.
Okay.
No.
All right. So,
there are many people that came here this morning.
Mr. Woods, I would like to have the
said
opportunity
11
to answer
a.m.
your questions. You came up here. There's a 3-minute time limit, so I want to try to at least cover some of them. I can tell you that I can't cover the gamut of everything that you asked for. But what happens is we will approve a budget. We will approve a millage rate today. I recommend a particular millage rate based on our needs as a city projected for the upcoming year. So council has been given a budget for 2026 based on, y'all help me, 12.5 or 12? Anybody know? I can't remember. I did so many. 12.5. And so there's a lot of things that went into that. I think the biggest thing, Shelby, if you go to the debt service, please. Good. So if you see 2023, we had a debt service. It's kind of like a mortgage on 3 properties. It's this property, Lee Street Park property, and our Broad Street where Nuvo is. And so in about 2019, was that with the agenda? Shelby, go back to the other one. Yeah, 2019. I wasn't on council then, but some of the members were. They had a meeting to discuss how we would pay for this particular building. And the agreement was, from what I was told and somewhat verified by our financial advisor, is that we agreed to use our SPLOST funding and also to incrementally increase our millage rate. Shelby, go to that 5-year millage rate. Go back, I think, sweetie. Right. So this was last year's, and you can see in 2019, the millage rate was 4. 2020, the millage rate was 6. 2021, the millage rate was 7. 2022, the millage rate was 22. And 2023, the millage rate was 7.5. And then the approved millage rate for 2024 was 8.5. And so I'm imagining that when they made this plan to build this building to incrementally increase the millage rate, that was the plan that they were kind of following, incrementally increasing.
And so for future
I'm sorry, I'm trying, please, let me just finish. And so one year we rolled back. Now, granted, this plan was made before we felt the impact of such thing as tariffs, COVID, and things like that.
There were tariffs in place in 2018.
Okay, sir, either I'm gonna finish or I'm not. So what we're faced with now, go through that debt service. So if you can see here, our debt service for all 3 projects is roughly about $1.5 million. And you can see our SPLOST revenue that we use, and then you can always see all the way to the far right, the difference. So we have to, and you see this year, our difference will be somewhere around, give or take, 617,000, maybe a little less based on our revenue from restaurant rent that we'll obtain. So we build a budget, and then we look at what we need next year, and then we decide, hey, looking at the digest for the properties, what would be a reasonable millage rate in order to provide for what the city needs. And so I have proposed a 12.5 millage rate, which includes a few cuts in departments. At first, it was an 11 mil rate, which cut like a lot of positions, but this one doesn't cut as much. It gives us about $500,000 in reserves. It allows us to do some capital improvements that we needed because we didn't have a 5-year or a 10-year capital improvement plan. And so that's how we got to the point. So today, we'll decide collectively as a council whether we're going to agree with 12.5, whether we're going to do something less, because I doubt if we do anything more. And then whatever millage rate we decide on today, I'll calculate what revenue that would give us for next year, and I'll go back and propose a budget based on that particular millage rate.
All right, so what do you guys plan on doing to cut costs in the future for infrastructure
So
building?
I can't answer those questions right now.
Okay. So you guys are gonna like look at different contracting firms, ones that may be sourcing their materials, someone from not outside the United States, because you know, like Europe, places like DHL, they're freezing shipping, so that's gonna impact the cost of infrastructure building, material cost, building labor. You know, so I just want to know what kind of things are you guys going to put in place to limit overspending, and so that we don't get hit with another increase. You know, so we're not on, so we're not on the hook next year for something else. You know, for some other passion project. So,
I appreciate you. Thank you.
yeah, thank you.
All right, anybody else with comments? Yes. So I'm gonna just let it run. So can you say your battery's dead? Okay, hold on a second. Thank you, Chief. Can I get your name and address, please?
Brittany McKeithen?
Brittany, is that Brittany?
Yes.
Last name?
MCKETHAN?
ETHAM.
N.
N.
Mhm.
McKeithen, okay. Address?
921 O'Hara Drive.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Yes.
No.
So,
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. Thank you. Okay, I don't know why, when I was writing, it didn't seem. So O'Hara is outside of the city limits of Jonesboro. Are we sure on that as well? Okay, it is. So there's incorporated Jonesboro. I didn't do this at the beginning. And then there's unincorporated. So so O'Hara is outside of our city limits. So our millage rate does not impact you. You just pay a county millage rate. And I think the last hearing that they're having is 10 o'clock on Thursday.
you said Thursday at 10 o'clock, same location?
No, ma'am, it's at the Board of Commissioners, but I would probably look at the Board of Commissioners website, Clayton County Board of Commissioners, just so we can be correct, so that I'm telling you the correct information. But if you go look, I don't think they've had their third hearing. But it's the Board of Commissioners right here on Smith Street.
So you said my location is unincorporated.
Yes, ma'am. Outside the city limits of incorporated Jonesboro.
Okay,
Thank you. Anyone else? No, that's fine. Come on up. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Hi, Shelley Ann Hallwell. I'm in 241 North Lake Drive.
Hey, you changed it. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So,
I'm gonna ask you your name slowly for me so I can write it down.
Shelley Ann, SHELLIAN,
Mm-hmm.
HOLLWELL,
And no, I know it's North Lake, but
North Lake Drive,
at home number
241.
241 North Lake Drive. We did get by there. We did drive through and tried to do some things, so we did ride by there since the last time we talked. But go ahead.
Okay. I wish I would have known, because I think I said specifically if you could let us know so we could try to meet with you. And
Yeah, we hadn't
But-
met. We're going to go back over. I just took it upon myself on a day to
okay.
ride through just to
Okay.
kind of see.
I came in kind of on
Yes,
the
ma'am.
part where you were saying the proposed budget rate was how much? 'Cause
So it's kind of like, it's like a situation, well, no, go ahead. Go ahead. I'm
yeah,
trying to
that
do
was
better.
one of my
Okay.
questions.
What
Because
was the
I thought, did you say 12.5, the proposed increase?
Correct.
This whole time that I've been coming to the meeting, I've been hearing 11.
It was, and at the last budget meeting, council decided that they wanted to roll some things back to fund some additional police officers. I think we increased some other line items. I can't remember. Can anybody help me what those line items were? No, Public Works. Group insurance, and then we added 2 officers back. And so when we added those things back, at the pleasure of the council, then I have to kind of revamp numbers. But again, it's proposed, and that's what I am presenting because I gave them the budget, and they talked about it, and we decided to add certain things back in there. I think we added 500 for our initiatives. I think but some other things, and then we kind of revamped it to a 12.5 to also leave some money in contingency.
Okay, when were you all gonna notify us?
So here's the thing. If we decide today
Mm-hmm.
that we vote and it's a 5 meal rate, let's just say we vote unanimously for 5 meals.
Mm-hmm.
We will calculate what the revenue is for 5 meals,
Mm-hmm.
and I will go build a budget based on that and make the necessary cuts or adjustments.
Mm-hmm.
So today we vote on a hearing.
Mm-hmm.
We vote on a millage rate. I have no idea what it's going to be. We'll all find out shortly.
Mm-hmm.
And whatever the council unanimously votes on for the millage rate is what we'll build our budget on. So contrary to what some people think, I allow the needs or a budget to drive what we ask for. If we don't need it, we won't ask for it. And so I just tentatively come up, like ideally, then we work together as a council and say, well, no, let's keep that, or let's don't lose 4 officers, let's leave 2 instead, and then we go back. Meanwhile, we're taking feedback from you all. I have not personally spoken to, I don't think, any of the council members, but today we'll make a decision, and then from that, I will begin to create a budget based on the revenue that comes in for that specified millage rate. But that's why it went from 11 to 12, because council decided, me included, that, hey, based on what you all, not you all, what we heard overwhelmingly is like, don't cut the police department. We need to feel safe. Don't cut short on our public works. That's important to us. And so we considered rolling those positions back in, as well as the purchase of some equipment.
Okay, I've been coming to these meetings, right? And it seems like there's a lot of confusion back and forth. Things are being said and then it's backtracked and all of that. It's very confusing for us. And we really don't want to cut police, but however, we live in a county that have 3 police agencies. You have the sheriff, you have the county, and we have City of Jonesboro. I'm not saying to cut police, but what the sheet that we received the last time, remember that sheet that you all gave us the different positions?
Yes.
Right. That's not sufficient for Little Jonesboro. What, because I mean, Cato said that he will do
Chief
the 2
Cato.
officer, Chief Cato, and, you know, he's fine with the additional 2. And I'm just confused on the increase here, because it's a burden on us when you all impose increase on us. And it seems like you all don't know what you need. And that's why the audit is so important.
Thank you so very much. Hey, Mr. Is it Van Dyke? Come on up.
Sorry for being up here so much. Lance
No,
Van
I
Dyke,
appreciate you.
251 South Main Street. Being a business owner, of course, I'm not a voter in the city, but I got to assume that the business owners make a majority of the tax revenue.
Yeah. I don't know.
Now, I see up there the debt service. What about projected income? Because you do have new developments. What, about 100 and some odd homes being built? Now, that's going to significantly increase the tax revenues. But we haven't seen that, or at least I
Yeah,
haven't
and
been
we,
present.
and you're right, when those get built, we're not sure that, I can't put the revenue on the 2010 2026 year because we're not sure they'll make it to the digest. Those things have to be built and they have to be sold. And, you know, we don't know. Like, I would have loved, like, if it was a wall up right now or some utilities, I'd probably say, let's consider that we're going to have that revenue. But it's nothing up. I don't even think they paid the streets yet. So it could be another 12 months before those houses are sold and we can begin to see money coming in the digest. But our goal is to get those, and that's why we look at things like building for ownership versus building for rental as
So
well.
those are gonna be owned,
Yes, sir.
because I gotta figure that's 20 million at least.
My math's not that good, Mr. Van Dyke. I don't know what they're going. But again, anything could happen. Those houses could shoot up to $500,000. They could shoot down to $200,000. We just
And
can't predict
What
that.
about projected increases in services? We're talking about what we have to roll back, what we gotta get rid of. You know, I was always a fan of the concerts and just of the activities that go on in Jonesboro. They were not a gigantic part of the budget. And again, I say that if you show people what they're getting, they're gonna be more likely to pay an increase.
Thank you, Mr. Van Dyke.
And I understand people's confusion on the millage rate. I think maybe saying 20% when you know you're gonna get 12 versus 90 wouldn't create such a furor with some people.
Yeah, I argue with the state requirements too. I have to post the way the state outlines us to post.
Well,
If
you
yeah,
just
and-
said you can't go over.
No, we can't go over, but, so, and that's just what we've done. I would hope, and I don't mind, I can sit here and teach this or share
Yeah.
this over and over again. My goal is not to confuse anyone, it's to try to provide an understanding. And so if there's, after this millage rate decision, I am open for additional Zooms to talk about finance and how we move forward building the budget. Thank you.
Thank you much.
Anyone else? Come on up. Chief? Hi,
Good evening.
good evening.
Thank you for hearing me. I did want to bring to attention, Russell Smith, 169 Church Street, Jonesboro. I wanted to bring to attention a couple of elements of our charter, and under section 2.27, the powers and duties of the mayor, subsection 5.
So
You're-
this hearing, once again, and I've probably been a little lenient before, is related to property tax increase. So
Yes,
I will hear those matters. So if you would move quickly
Yes.
to those matters, I will hear. I'm quite familiar with the charter.
Can I reclaim my time, please?
I'm controlling the time.
Oh, okay. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. I know as our parliamentarian is here, not here once again. Under subsection 5, you are to submit to the city council at least once a year a statement covering the financial conditions of the city, and from time to time, such other informations as the city council may request. That's so that they can do their job well as well to help support you, Madam Mayor. I want to bring that to your attention. I also want to bring to attention under section 6.23, the preparation of budgets, that the city council may prescribe procedures and requirements for the preparation and execution of an annual operating budget, a capital improvement program, a capital budget, including requirements as to the scope, content, and form of such budgets and programs. So I believe part of that would have been requesting an audit over the last 2 years. And I think that it's necessary to be able to adequately prepare any sort of a millage rate, to be able to look at a past actual appropriation of funds, so that they would be able to adequately forecast from our priors to our futures. And that would be the order of operations requested. Once more, I will bring up to attention the same thing I brought before, section 6.28 of the independent audit. There shall be an annual independent audit for all city accounts, public funds, and financial transactions by a certified public accountant selected by the city council. The audit shall be conducted according to generally accepted accounting principles. Any audit of funds by the state or federal government may be accepted as satisfying the requirements of the charter. Copies of all audit reports shall be available at printing cost to the public. That is a by the state law granted privilege to us. And I know that it's not your intent to withhold those things from us, but it is something that we're afforded by law. And so we do ask that you provide those things that we've requested and the council has requested. And until that time, I would suggest that the council go about it month by month, line item by line item.
How much time we got left, Chief? Okay.
With that, I would like to strongly support our police chief and all security. That's going to be something that's non-negotiable. I'm sure our city council will support
All
that
right,
as well.
thank you so
Nobody's
very
gonna
much.
get cut
We
from our
appreciate
public
you. Thank you.
safety.
Next, anybody next want to make some comments? Come on. Hi. What's your name?
My name is Michelle Hicks,
H-I-C-K-S?
H-I-X,
H-I-X. I knew I was going to get it wrong. Address, please?
144 South Avenue, Jonesboro.
144 South Avenue. Okay. Chief, you ready? You got the timer going?
He's been in my house, he knows.
All right, we're ready. Thank you.
Hey, I was not planning on speaking today, but I wanted to address the council since y'all are the ones making the decision about the mileage increase. I've been a resident for almost 50 years here. I live in what I call the old section on South Avenue. There is not much new families coming in. They're older people on a fixed budget, single moms, people who've lost their spouse, who are on a set budget. And I know we've got to figure out where to pay things, but sorry. But if there's any way we could think of other ways to cut the cost, because it's gonna hurt the people, us, the true people that have been here as long as we have. And I know some people won't like certain things that have to be cut. I work in the medical field. I've gone through the pandemic to keep my job. There's been other things that we've had to cut. But if there's any way we can do that, to consider, you know, not making us take on the extra burden. Any questions?
No, that's the young lady, she's still paying here. I can't do anything with Mike.
She's fine. She's fine. I'm sorry, Michelle. Somebody was,
Oh.
Shelby's working with her. Thank you so much. I'm sorry.
But,
Keep going.
like I said, and on my street, there is, you know, there's us that have been there as long as we have been around you know, Evenview. What we have brought in is more people that rent, but us that are there trying to stand our grounds, keep our homes, you know, it's hard. So just keep that in consideration, you know, us that are trying to stay here and stay and, you know, keep tugging along.
Thank you, Michelle. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
All right. Okay. Anybody else for public hearing number 3? I will now consider this public hearing closed. Before we go into our millage rate discussion from council, I do want to thank everyone that has come up with your feet and provided comments. We definitely appreciate that. That is the whole purpose of hearing, is that people can come and we can actually hear and make decisions based on that. So I hope that you leave feeling heard and understand that we'll continue to do the work that we need, depending on, you know, regardless of what the millage rate. Council, is there a nominate? Is there a?
Mayor,
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you.
motion to increase 2026 budget, or not, but the
Millage
mill
rate.
rate to 9.
There's a motion on the floor? I'm sorry, there's a motion on the floor by Councilman Don Dixon to increase the millage rate to 9. Thank you, Don. It's been appropriately seconded by Mr. Powell. Council, is there any discussion? All right, there's no further discussion. All in favor? No, I'm sorry. Any discussion?
I really appreciate the people coming out to voice your concerns for this millage rate hearing, public hearing. Your voice and your thoughts, they really guide our decisions in ensuring that Jonesboro is taken care of. So I just appreciate you all once again for coming out to voice y'all's concerns. And like, life is already hard, and if we as leaders have an opportunity to make it just a little easier, I think we should explore that. So thank y'all.
Thank you so much. Any other discussion? Councilman yes, Lester.
I'm in agreement on 9, but I would much rather see us finish all of our audits and our forensic audits to see where the money's going and see what can be moved from place to place if we need to up these things. I don't want to see anything cut, but.
Well, we're gonna see some cutting
Okay,
after 9.
so-
So a 9, something will be cut, so we're okay with that.
Okay.
All right.
That's just my opinion. I'd
Councilwoman
much
Miller?
rather see the audits done.
Okay, but I mean, so once we lock in the millage rate tonight, then we're gonna make sure y'all get those audits done. We're gonna get that forensic audit and everything.
So why can't we have that before?
Because the state law requires that the millage rate is done on what day, Maria? We have to have a millage rate into the state by the 28th. That's not the mayor's choice. That is what we are told. We have to have just, and I guess I should just say that state law requires that every municipal government turn in their millage rate by August 28th. That is Wednesday, or is it Thursday? Tuesday. What y'all tell me? 3 days. Yes, it's Monday, y'all. Thursday. Yeah. Yeah, and so we're required to give the 3 public hearings. I don't know if we can do more. We definitely can't do less. So we have to have a millage rate. And so I appreciate you all coming up with one for us to now. And we got some time for a budget, and so I think I want the public to understand that. Once we set a millage rate, those things that you're asking for, like the audit, we're working on those, those things kind of are not connected. Tonight, I just need a millage rate. Then from that millage rate, we'll go back and look at our digest with our finance department and determine how much revenue we'll have from the year. And then the council, I would encourage us to have some more budget retreats. And then at that time, we will begin to talk about, based on the revenue that a 9 mil rate would produce, where we need to have cuts, what we need to shave, and things like that. So, and that doesn't have to happen by the 28th. We just got to tell the state by the 28th that this is going to be our millage rate. And this year was actually a little later, wasn't it, Maria, or is it sooner?
We're earlier because we're now including our tax.
Correct, yeah. So we're along the line with the other municipal governments, so everybody is, quite a few people are having their millage rate. So once we get the millage rate set, then we'll begin to have budget meetings with our department heads and our staff to come up with a budget that will line up with a 9 mil rate. So council, Councilwoman Miller.
Thank you. I, like Councilman, Alfred Dixon said, I appreciate the community coming out and letting us know, how you feel, giving us things to keep in mind when we're making this decision. And I think that we have to honor both sides of the people that have come out that say, we don't want this increase to, be too burdensome on us, but also there's a side that says, hey, we want to see increased things in our community. We want to see, police presence. We want to see community events. And I think my question that I'm toggling with is, if we set the millage rate so low that not only we have to have cuts, but we cannot provide you with the things that you're looking for. One, what does life look like in the city of Jonesboro for you going forward? And then how do we get other people to want to move in the city of Jonesboro so that it doesn't continue to just be on the backs of the citizens that are currently here? Because we can't offer you anything better, right? Who would want to come here, and how long will you want to stay if you continue to see things decline? Right? Because we're cutting things. And so that's something that's difficult for me to toggle with, hearing everything that the community is saying. Additionally, I'm one that is set on integrity, and if the council before myself, mayor and council before myself, made a plan and said that we were going to incrementally increase the millage rate, we wouldn't be at 9 this year. I believe we would at least be at 10 this year if we didn't have the rollback, if we didn't have the stagnant year. And so we're being asked to falter on a commitment that was made, that we inherited, but that was made. And so that is difficult to digest as well. And so I cannot say that I'm okay with 9 because that doesn't even agree with the commitment that was made by the previous mayor and council, but this is a commitment that was told to the community. And we're not upholding that. And that's problematic for me. And I would hope that that's problematic for you to have a government that does not keep their word, right? And so I'm uncomfortable. I wouldn't be able to go with 9 because I don't think that was the commitment that was made. And I'm unsure of what the quality of life will look like for our residents if we stay at 9.
Thank you so much. And the only thing that I would add, again, it's a majority vote. We have built budgets around 9, 11, and 12.5. And I can tell you that a 9 mil will not get a 2% raise for our staff. It will cut 4 police officers, 2 public works officers, 1 public code enforcement, and our receptionist. We'll have to consider whether we're paying 100% premiums for our employees, which is a benefit that we offer them. We pay 100% for individuals and a certain percentage for their families. So we will not be able to offer that. We will also not be able to make capital improvements at our park because it'll leave us with a very limited contingency plan. It'll also, those things that we wanted to replace, like a chipper truck as well as a bucket truck, those will not be able to be paid. This year we had an 8.5 and we reduced a whole lot and began some things that we can't control, the 10% increase for our group health insurance. We can't control that, as well as the increase. I think it was 9% for our, for Seville, our policy is 20%. What is that one? That's our casualty and liability. And then our group insurance is that 10%? That's 10%. And so we also we consider expenses, gas has gone up as well as utilities that we have to pay. So, council, there's a motion on the floor for 9, but I just want to be very clear with you all that I can tell you, having worked on a 9 budget, that we would not be able to do a 2% raise for our staff. 4 officers would be cut, 2 public works, a reduction in our insurance, and may even have to look at some furlough days because the state law, our charter requires that our budget first and foremost must pay our debt service. Like right off the bat, we have to pay our debt service. This 9 mil rate will only allow us to pay debt service. So there's a motion on the floor to approve a millage rate for the fiscal year 2026 at 9. It's been appropriately seconded. If there's not any further discussion, I'll entertain a motion. No, I'm sorry. I'll entertain a vote. Sorry. Anybody else? Going once. Going twice. Yes.
Last thing I want to put on the people's mind and everyone's mind. You saw this year at 8.5. You're upset what your streets look like. You're upset that the cemetery wasn't cut. You're upset that the park is closed. You're upset that we don't have events. What is it going to look like? Can we float the city? We can. What will it look? Those things that you're concerned about won't get any better because we can't fix it, right? There's nothing we can do. I mean, we can dip into savings and reserves, but that's scary to have a city that can't fix a major catastrophe if you need it. You don't want a city that makes a habit of dipping into those things. But the things that we're upset about now, we won't have the appropriate funding to fix. That's all.
All right. All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Aye. The vote carries. Our millage rate for fiscal year 2026 is 9, council. Thank y'all so much for your time. At this time, I entertain a motion to adjourn. All in favor? All right. Staff, if you all would please stay and just gather at the dais, we can kind of convene. I can't send y'all out the door like this. Come on up. Council, if you all would step down, give me a chance to talk to staff. That would be greatly appreciated. Again, thank you for all of your feedback. Jeff, I'm sorry, Mr. McMillan. If you'll wait 1 second, Ms. Faith will come talk to you all. I'm sorry about the confusion, but if you just give us a second, let us work through that.